Whoa! 395,000 Ks. This is a 1GD, 2015. One of the first ones out. I'm going to take it for a drive nice and cold because they're complaining about problems. There was a lot of mess under the bonnet. I gave it a good clean up. I'm going to drive it cold now and bring it in the workshop. Let's have a look at it. Oh, 1GD owners are going to love this one. Did you hear what I said? The 1GD FTV owners are going to love this video. Credit where credit's due. This thing drives beautiful. It's amazing. I mean, I might end up loving 1GDs instead of seemingly hating them. I don't hate them. I'm just concerned about the number of issues they have early days. This one's had the DPF replaced many years ago. Hasn't had issues since. It's done 395k, like we said. It's idling. I've just driven it. Drives beautiful. Only driven about 5 minutes, so it's not fully warmed up. You can see it's still down there on the cold. Have a listen to the engine. How quiet and smooth is it? I'll stop talking for a minute. Have a listen. I mean, I will 100% admit, and I said it from the start, the 1GD is heaps quieter than a 1KD. A 1KD makes a 1KD look like a 1KZ. Now, it's a bit like that. The 1KZ was very old, rattly, agricultural. The 1KD came along and it was amazing in comparison. Well, the same thing's happened again. You got hydraulic lifters there. While everything's working well, it's great. Okay, besides the engine's too small for the Prado, too small for the vehicle is my belief. If you're not towing, it'll do the job. But if you load it up and you're traveling at higher speed and you're towing, it's gonna struggle, okay? And the 3-litre 1KD struggles a bit as well in those conditions, so much of a muchness maybe. All right, let's give it another little bit of a rev and just have a listen to it. Well, if I can shut up for a minute. Bit excited, 395k. And don't think that you can bring your 1GD for a service. This thing got here by accident. They were talking high Ks. It's a 2015. They're talking about injector replacement. And my mistake, and I put my hand up if I make a mistake, I didn't ask what engine it was. So the rego was there, the plate was there. Why would I read the plate? I never read the plate. It's in a photo. I've got to open it. I've got to zoom in with my old eyes and try and read. It's too hard. That's why you just need to type it in letters. I don't normally need the VIN number. No need to send it or the plate unless I ask for it. Just the rego, the kilometres, your name, your address. We'll organise your kit, bada bing, bada boomski. But 395k, I'm a bit amazed. Let's have a listen. How clean is that? That is a clean revving engine. And don't worry about the other noise. That's a bloody 1KD behind me that just got the engine washed down after a service. And they make a bit of squeaky on the belts because it's done 180k and didn't have a BFE at 150, sorry. So it's got the old belt, the old bearings. No wonder, right? Have a listen to this thing. It's like a bloody petrol engine. 1GDs, love them. I mean, have a look at this thing under the bonnet. Now, it looks nice and clean because I gave it a clean up. It was quite filthy. You can see the remnants, the stains of, you know, what was there. That's after a really good clean up. The whole top of the airbox was filthy. I mean, look at the condition of the air filter. It's got a Ryco filter in there that hasn't been changed for, oh, I don't know how long. That just looks, I don't even want to touch that. That's that dirty. It's got a vibration coming from over here somewhere. I haven't looked into it, or it's not really my department normally on the, you know, that's, like I said, I don't really want to become a specialist on 1GDs, but you never know what might happen. Look at the amount of dust on the clean side of that though, just, you know, can I, right. High, there you go, I wrote high there for you. So you can see the amount of dust that passes through. Remember when these engines came out and people complained about, oh, Toyota's airboxes and all the dust. And they're carrying on like pork chops going, oh, it's a design fault and all this crap, right? And of course, nobody listened to me, but what I said was, we've been seeing this for years, okay? 1KDs, you get a bit of dust, maybe not that much, but it all depends on the size of the filter and how much you drive in dust and all those variables. And I said, you know what? It doesn't cause any issues. It's the fine stuff. The engine will suck what it needs. If the filter's blocked, it'll suck it through somewhere. And from owning 2 of these vehicles with this engine myself, what did I have, a 2019? Yeah, and a 2022, and I did 60,000 Ks in one and about 70,000 Ks in the other. And mate, you know, look, the first one I didn't like because it was a bit underpowered and the transmission software was rubbish, but the 22, I actually love the drive of the vehicle, especially once on the highway. The taken off the mark, I didn't like the lag, okay? So, and that's where these earlier ones win, because they're just really responsive off the mark. Before they did the remap, the bigger turbo and all that, you've got the response off the mark as your benefit, right? But filthy dirty airbox, average maintenance, 395,000 Ks, original injectors, like, I mean, unbelievable. Let's just have a bit of a look around. I mean, it's a bit dirty under there. I didn't wash, with that off. It's obviously had some services, a bit of DIY service. Let's get a bit deeper into it and have a look around. But credit where credit's due. What an awesome running vehicle at 400,000 Ks with the original injectors, with a DPF that might have been replaced, with the original timing chain and guides, and the original EGR cooler. So everything that happens, everything that I say, well, just ignore it, because, it's obviously not a thing. But there was a lot of coolant leaking out. See that hose there? You can see that pink stuff. I washed most of it off just as a matter of a cleanup. Coolant levels down. Coolant's disappearing somewhere. Is it going into the EGR cooler? Well, it probably is, but we don't know at the moment. But it certainly loses coolant, and the heater stops working, stuff like that. Information from the client. So that's what it's here for. It's got a few issues like that. We're going to have a bit of a look around. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, because I haven't got that much time at the moment. Like I said, closed. I keep saying closed. We're here for a sort of 1 week only. And honestly, this one did get here by accident. But I'm interested to have a look, because bada bing, bada boom. All right, I thought let's have a look around underneath it quickly. It's a 1GD, of course. It looks just like a 1KD so far, doesn't it? I'm going to point out some other advantages, not necessarily underneath, but under the bonnet, if I remember, of a 1GD. So we're going to try and be really positive on 1GD and this vehicle in this video. It's been pretty well used. It's been around the kilometres on the farm, through the dirt, a few mud puddles, hit a bash plate a couple of times here and there. Might need some tyres. It's on original suspension. It still might need some suspension. But let's compare to the old 1KD 150s to this 395K 150 and see what we can spot. So old original suspension, that needs to be replaced. Wheel bearings, just luck that they haven't failed. You do get luck like that sometimes. If you don't want to run on luck, then what you do is you get new wheel bearing assemblies. Bada bing, bada boom. Got them on the shelf ready to go. I think I mentioned that previously a couple of times, maybe. Do the 1GDs start to leak oil once they get a bit older? Well, let's have a look. Looks bone dry to me. Doesn't look like there's any oil leaks. Aftermarket oil filter. Just get on lsiauto.com.au and buy the genuine ones cheaper than these. Discount code 4B4 diesel for an extra discount. Bit of oily stuff around here. Here we go. The typical transfer case leak that, we've discussed that. I'm not going to waste time on it, okay? So yeah, you would be checking the transfer case fluid level, but it's going to be very minor. I don't think all this mess is from that, but that's some of it. Could be some oil coming from elsewhere as well. Could be from a bit of lubrication from grease as well, but not likely. It's very wet and oily up the top there. So is that a 1GD thing? I don't know. I don't think so. Something on the transmission. We'll have a bit more time to have a look around. Might be a separate video. Subscribe, turn the bell on. But this one, certainly looking a bit grubby compared to what the 1KD 5-speed autos, isn't it? And the transfer case even looks like something out of an old... It reminds me of like working back on in the 1980s on Holdens and Fords, really. Looking at... That's what stuff looked like that, right? Yeah, now you know how long I've been around. That fuel filter every 20,000 Ks. Let's have a bit of a look, see what we got. Brakes are all right for now. Tyres probably need doing soon. Just having a quick look around, a few minutes. I'm not going to spend too long. Rear brakes, yeah, they're all right. It's a car, yep. Rear fuel tank, diff, springs, original suspension. Put some new shockers in it. They're all old and flogged. They're not going to be working anywhere near how they should be, but it's a testament that the fact that they're in there this long, on not just this vehicle, but many of them, and they're not bouncing down the road like, again, talking about the old Holdens and Fords and all the cheap cars over the last many decades, that, they'd be flogged in no time and you'd be bouncing down the road. Front brakes look like they've been done recently as well. They look pretty fresh, those pads. So there's nothing to see under here. You want to look at the control arm. Oh, that one's been a bit, again, the old original flogged suspension. You're going to get those bushes kind of really flex and bang over the speed humps and all that. Same thing there, right? What about this back one here at 395k? That's split from that side through about 50 to 60%, so not too bad. Typical of what we see. This one's starting to split both sides. See, it's split on the left side through about halfway, and the right side's just got a bit of a starting split, I think. But not too bad. It's still in one piece. It's not going to be falling off or anything, so that's pretty good considering. Sweat on the boots, on the rack, no more than the usual. Same as what we've seen on all the other vehicles previously. Nothing on this side. Drive shafts, 400,000 Ks nearly. They're still going all right. Why change them? We can have a bit of a feel of them. We can have a bit of a feel of the upper ball joints, all off camera. If we ever find anything off camera, it's going to be the things we start talking about on camera. So at the moment, hey, you got a sec, or you busy, or can you just wiggle these wheels so I can have a look at the wheel bearings and demonstrate to everyone? Because I've got a hey? Oh, maybe, I don't know. Have a look at these tyres. They're a bit grubby. You need to keep your hands clean because you're doing surgery over there. That's right. Just give them a wiggle and then you have to wash it. Just wiggle for the wheel bearings. Because it's 400,000 Ks, I'm going to be not surprised if we've got play.
Wiggled. There's no play in the wheel bearings.
Neither of them?
No.
Okay, cool. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Here.
So a little bit in the tyre rod end?
Maybe.
Not much. No, it's all right. Cool. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. No wheel bearings.
No, beautiful. Okay, there you go, everybody. He's already checked the wheel bearings. So we're all over this stuff, mate. There's two of us. We double up. We just double doing all the jobs, mate. So there you go. Checking each other's work. So pretty good. All right, let's have another look underneath. So the conclusion underneath this is there's nothing to see here. Nothing's going to fall off it. It would need suspension refreshed. I'm going to check the ball joints myself anyway, upper and lower ball joints, check the play and drive shafts, CVs and that. And again, we'll talk about it later in another video if we ever find anything any different. Worth checking because you do get the old one every now and then that's got a bit of slop in it that's different to normal. They do have a bit of movement in them, especially as they get worn. But yeah, it's a bit of you got to be checking a lot of them to feel, oh, that's normal and that's not, if you know what I mean. So bring it in for inspection every now and then, once a year or two, if you like, and we'll have a look at it and let you know. All right, so credit where credit's due. This is kind of a very old engine, 2755cc, 1GD FTV. What's really good actually is the radiator. See this, what they've done, they made this, you know, this one that breaks off in the 150s. I'm not saying you can't break this, but it's larger, it's thicker, and it's shorter, so you can less accidentally pushing, braking that, right? So fair test right there, 400,000 Ks of heat and everything. So that is a improvement on the radiator in the 1KD. Much the same. People are going to say, do you reckon it would fit? I reckon it would fit. It's going to bolt in the same. You might just need to get this hose. So if somebody wants to be the guinea pig and get a 1GD radiator and try and put I'm not telling you to do it. I've done no homework on this, but it's the sort of thing that I'd do. Coolant's low on this one. So I think it's going to wrap up this video, but the caution is they're saying it's got some issues. It's not running right. So we're going to spend some more time on it. Just wanted to check it out, see the general health and condition where it's at before we waste too much time and money on it. But hey, it seems to be going really good so far. So this video can be called Credit Where Credit's Due on the 1GD. We love it. See that red coolant pink stuff there? That's after I washed it, so it's still sort of oozing out, whatever. So probably a new radiator hose and a clamp to be sure and get rid of that leak and top up the coolant level and monitor the situation, because there's something going on there and we need to know if it's that external or if it's internal on that EJAR cooler problem. DPF all right for now. Timing chain, didn't hear a thing. Bada bing, bada boom. Catch you in the next video.